have a video about why it feels so freaking good when we shop, specifically the types of hormones or chemicals that are released in our brains when we go shopping. And I got this amazing comment. I'm going to simplify that other video to talk about why it feels good to shop and what we can do instead. If you're new here, my name is Lindsay. I'm a financial therapist and I help people at the intersection of money and mental health. Specifically, I help people and organizations enhance their existing financial literacy education by focusing on the emotional side of money. When I'm talking about easy financial swaps, I'm not necessarily talking about bringing your coffee from home instead of buying it at a coffee shop or swapping your brand name pasta sauce for a generic. I'm talking about the emotional and behavioral reasons you're shopping and giving you easy ways to think about what you can do instead of swiping your card or tapping to pay. Let's get into it. So let's just zoom way out when we think about why we are spending and what we are trying to have met rather than the tangible thing that we are purchasing. So we're thinking less of, I spent $4.50 on a latte, and much more, I spend $4.50 when I'm craving connection, laughter, or a reward. If we are trying to pull back some of our discretionary spending, and it's been tricky to make those swaps actually work when we're pulling back our spending, there's probably a very good reason for it. So rather than kind of getting out this giant spreadsheet of what I spend when I'm feeling this way, let's simplify it into 4 broad categories about the emotional needs you're trying to have met when you go shopping. We're just going to do a brainstorm here. We're going to answer 4 questions about you and the ways that you can cope when you are feeling a certain kind of way. So the first question I want you to think about and literally write down the answers to or put it in your notes app is, what makes me feel connected to others? What makes me feel connected to others? When I am feeling lonely or feeling isolated, what are the things that I do or the tasks that I reach for when I want to be connected to others? And we're just going to brainstorm all of the different things that come up without judgment. So for example, on your list, you might have go onto Instagram and tap through your close friends. You might write, call my sister who lives in another state. You might type out, text my book club and see if anybody wants to meet up before our next meeting. What are the specific things that you do when you are trying to feel connected to others? Just list them all out. The next question I want you to reflect on is, what makes my mood feel balanced? What are the things I do when I just want to feel like I can exhale, I can settle in, the corners of my lips can move up, and I can feel safe? What are the things that I do or crave when I need the sensation of feeling an even sense of contentment or happiness? You might write down going for a walk or sitting in front of, if you're like me in the Northern Hemisphere, sitting in front of an SAD lamp for 20 to 30 minutes to get some of that sunlight style exposure. You might need a nap, or you might need to eat something that gives you that energy. You might realize that you're kind of hungry. So jot down all of the things that you do or you crave when you're needing that sense of an even, balanced, and stable mood. The next question, what helps me feel excited and motivated? What are the things I turn to or the things that I do when I'm craving excitement or I need that little oomph of motivation? You might jot down cleaning up your desk, tidying all the papers off of it, throwing things in recycling, gathering up all your myriad of beverages and taking them into the kitchen. You might want to just tidy up. That might be something that comes to mind when you're wanting a little kick of motivation. You might find that kind of creating a list of things you want to do, such as books you want to read, movies you want to watch, podcasts you want to listen to, helps you with that sense of motivation. You might find that cooking a meal you've been wanting to cook helps with that. So jot down all of the different things that you do or move toward when you're craving that sense of accomplishment or motivation. The last question, what helps me feel less stressed or decreases the sensation of pain? And when I'm talking about pain, yes, I'm talking about physical aches and pains, but I'm also talking about pain like heartache. What are the things that you go toward when you need that? Maybe you go to your cupboard and you dig up that perfect bar of super dark, rich chocolate and snap off a few squares and savor them. Maybe you realize that what you need is a full body massage, or if that's not available to you, you want a bath. Maybe you're just like, I need a distraction and I need to just get my head off of things. I'm going to rewatch my 2 favorite episodes of 30 Rock. So jot down all of the things that you do when you need to dial down that pain. So what we did there is we went through the 4 different hormones that are released when you shop: oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, and endorphins. And what we're thinking about is, rather than what brain chemical do I need to be released, we can check in with, do I need connection? Do I need balance? Do I need excitement and motivation? Or do I need to decrease my stress or decrease my level of pain? When you are finding yourself craving going shopping, and when you pause and you check in with yourself and you're like, yes, I'm craving going shopping, but what I'm really wanting is just somebody to talk to. It's been a long week at work. I'm feeling bored. I'm feeling isolated. I feel like I've been in work jargon mode. I just need connection. I need to talk to someone. Then what you can do is revisit that list. Hopefully you have it somewhere accessible now that you have figured it out. You revisit that list and go, I'm really craving connection, which is oxytocin. What are the things that I am good at doing or I need to do when I'm feeling lonely or isolated? Maybe you wrote down going to volunteer or texting a friend that you're thinking of them, but go ahead and try one of those different activities first and see if it helps reduce the intensity of craving going shopping. I hope that simplifying this by behaviors and mood helps rather than differentiating it by the chemicals. Of course, the chemicals are still there, but if we can think, am I craving being connected? Do I need more balance? And thinking through those questions and answering them and having those answers readily available to you can help you when you're ready to swap out a shopping habit for something that is easier on your wallet and hopefully overall your well-being, because you've expanded the different ways that you know how to cope with those feelings. If you liked this one, but you're craving more tangible tips on saving, you're gonna wanna watch the next video, which is all about saving up for a trip with lots of actionable tips on different ways to swap things out or save up for your next vacation. That video is up next right here.